According to KGB documents, mission scientists began to wonder if the entire Giza Plateau was designed and engineered for a single purpose. This theory has found support in later research.
I believe, and there are different schools of thought, but I believe that the pyramids were, or certainly the Great Pyramid, was a machine. It had some sort of purpose. The measurements are extremely precise. For example, the ratio between the height of the pyramid and the perimeter of the pyramid is the same as the ratio between the radius of the Earth and the circumference of the Earth. So you can actually see the pyramid as sort of like a three-dimensional triangular depiction of a hemisphere, which might suggest that there was some reason to have the pyramid resonate with the planet. Now, I can convince, I think, even the greatest skeptic in 30 seconds that pyramids have powers to alter cosmic rays. Now, that sounds like some spacey thing, but here's the deal. A prism.
Archaeoastronomer Yuri Vladimir agrees with the prism hypothesis.
The pyramids are in effect huge prisms capable of concentrating energy. Capturing the light from the stars would initiate a process that would turn the Great Pyramid into an interstellar transmitter.
Project scientists claim the three pyramids and Sphinx could be integral parts of an immense machine designed by alien engineers. According to them, all the monuments of Giza are linked by a master control mechanism inside the Great Pyramid. In the Great Pyramid, a passageway leads to the king's chamber. Above the sarcophagus is a tunnel some call the Star Shaft. When a specific celestial alignment occurs, starlight streaks down the shaft. Investigators theorize that radiant energy striking the sarcophagus could initiate something similar to a cold fusion reaction. Project researchers believe the prism structure of the pyramid would magnify and transfer the energy to the other monuments. In ways not fully understood by the team, a unified beam of energy could erupt, turning the Great Pyramid into a cosmic beacon used by alien starships for celestial navigation. A far-fetched theory, no doubt, but the Giza investigating team immediately informed KGB headquarters.
We briefed the KGB on our findings. We were ordered to investigate possible target locations for pyramid transmissions.
As the Giza work continued, the scientists at project labs in Moscow were preparing to create the most amazing portrait in history.
Through the forensic reconstruction, they were able to replicate the face of a humanoid found in the tomb.
In the movie Raiders of the Lost Ark, the Nazis were shown to be interested in archaeological findings in Egypt, which they hoped would yield untold powers. Sometimes truth, as they say, is stranger than fiction.
Anthropologists speculate other cultures may have been motivated by the same impulse that produced the pyramids of Egypt. Ancient pyramids have been found in places as diverse as Mexico and China. Many experts conclude there must be an historical connection.
It's an uncanny coincidence and it's an uncanny convergence that very much supports the notion that there was some sort of common antecedent civilization, or that there was some common civilization that touched all these other civilizations that had either an unearthly or an incomprehensible origin. All of these legends and myths talk about beings who are men but not men, who lived long lives, who were giants, who went up in spaceships, who traveled among the stars, who brought us knowledge of language, alphabets, calendars.
Legend says the pyramids of China were built when the first emperors ruled. The emperors were called the Sons of Heaven. Similar legends surround the pyramids of Mexico and the Yucatan. Strangely, the term Star Walkers can be found in both South American folklore and Egyptian text.
The Egyptians used the phrase Star Walkers to describe, I guess, what I'll call the giants, a class of man / God. They were men, but they weren't men. They were greater than men. Perhaps they were the giants or the titans who walked among the stars. You have this concept of star walkers, men but not men, God-like men, creatures like men but who are really more like gods, who walked among the stars, who left Earth in spaceships. The Bible tells us about one of them. If you believe in the Bible, you almost have to believe in this notion. For me, I always sort of pause and say, when different cultures tell me the same thing.
The commonality of myth and pyramid building among diverse populations leads some experts to speculate that all cultures might be traced to a single parent civilization. This mysterious race may be responsible for the oldest known civilization on the American continent. The Incas of Peru nearly rivaled the engineering and construction abilities of the Egyptians. Similar to the Egyptians, the Incas had no knowledge of the wheel, yet thousands of miles of roads spanned their empire. How did the primitive Inca construct roads over the most hostile terrain on the planet? And why? Building the spiritual center of Machu Picchu would severely test today's engineers. How did the Incas move massive stones to such heights? Perhaps the Incas were aided by an unknown civilization that first appeared in Egypt. Some say this mysterious race left us time capsules of knowledge. Key to finding our ancient legacy is to unlock the secret of the pyramid. The scientific team at Giza believed they had discovered the secret of the pyramids. According to them, the pyramids were used for celestial navigation by alien space travelers. The KGB ordered the team to determine the target location. Planets, stars, constellations, and galaxies all are in a constant state of motion. Project scientists had to replicate the night sky as it appeared over Giza thousands of years ago.
We know a lot of things now that we can calculate where, at what time, let's say 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, 2,500 that's supposed to be built.
At 2500 BC, mission scientists found no direct alignment between the pyramids and a planetary or stellar group.
Through computer simulation, we were able to duplicate the celestial sphere as it appeared before human civilization.
They moved back in time, searching for a link between the pyramids and an astronomical object.
At 10,500 BC, something very strange occurred.
Didn't match at 2500, but it did at 10,000 BC. You understand?
According to investigators, at 10,500 BC,